What's up, everyone? I'm so happy that you're here. You're back for Needed Conversations. For this conversation, I had a great talk with two of my friends, Andrew and Andrew. And we talked about the Senioritis Effect, which is what happens to every senior, especially when they're in college. And I really hope this helps you if you're in this situation, and if not, it'll help you to learn how this happens and maybe get some insight for you to do something about it. So thank you so much. I'll see you at the end of this episode. All right, welcome everyone to Needed Conversations again. Today I have Andrew and Andrew with me, and Andrew's we're gonna have a very nice conversation. But before that, can you guys introduce yourselves? You can go first.
All right, cool. Hey guys, my name is Andrew Moser. I'm a senior here at SAGU, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm also Andrew. I'm Andrew Pena, but I'm also a senior. We are all digital media arts majors.
Yeah.
And I'm from Crystal City, Texas. Probably a really small town you've never heard of.
Exactly.
It's all right. It's all right.
And the reason why we're all here and that we are all seniors is not a coincidence, because today we want to talk about the Senioritis Effect. And for those that don't know, it's something that happens with every senior student, or at least most of them, where you get to that crushing point where you don't know if you want to keep going with school or you want to focus on your job, making money. Yeah. So that's something we want to talk about. And so first I want to ask you guys, what's been for you one of the hardest challenges for this last senior year? Like what's been the hardest thing, focusing on school, or what's that's kind of like?
Well, for me, I guess my senior year is a little bit different than y'all's because, I mean, as you know, we have a film that we usually do in your third year of classes or whatever.
Year, yeah.
But, you know, I came in as a sophomore. So we're doing this film in my senior year. So juggling the film and finishing that up on top of finding motivation to finish all my classes. Because I decided to take 6 classes this semester. I've never done that.
That's a hard load.
It is a hard
18
load.
hours, guys.
So it's just, I guess, finding the motivation to do the work and sit down and do it. And I'm really feeling the effects of it right now, because I sort of procrastinated a bit in the beginning, chillax, but right now it's all catching up, and I'm like, I don't have time to not do anything. I need to do everything.
What about you, Drew?
All right, so for me is it's just really like staying focused on finishing. I guess like that's the big thing. And then like the bigger thing is like what every senior goes through is like, okay, what's the next point?
Right.
And then it's like the big thing is like getting a job and find a place to live, and what's your next big thing that you need to do? Are you gonna go with a corporation, go work with a church,
right,
or doing your own thing? And for DMA majors, that's like one of the big things is like freelancing, and are we gonna do like our own thing and try to hustle with that, or work at a job in a company and learn from there?
Yeah, I think that's true. Like the hardest thing, well, before I feel like your first senior semester, you're like, oh, I'm here, that's cool. And like you're still kind of in the school mood, you know?
None of the stuff is really starting to hit real.
Right.
I mean, it's getting there, but it's not there.
Once you cross to that last semester, you're like, I'm not feeling homework anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling classes. For me, I think classes are all right. I can still work with them, but homework is the thing. Like, man.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me, because I feel like, I'm one to never skip classes, so like I feel like my day's just gone by the time I get back.
Right, and it's just like, I don't know. You want to set yourself for life after school, and you're like, with all the homework I have to do, I don't have time to do that. So for you guys, what do you think is something that could be improved for senior? Let's say schools want to do things differently for seniors. What's an idea or something that you're like, if they were to help us with this, I think the school would set us for the rest of our lives in a better way. What's something that comes to your mind?
Well, for me, I don't think it's really more of the school. I think it's more of the students choosing to do something.
Okay.
Because what in my head was instantly that popped up was get someone who can help you find stuff to do afterwards. And we already have that option with, I think, Career Services. Her name's Miss Pat. Is it Pat?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's Barbie or
I think Miss Beverly.
Beverly. So for those who don't know, we go to school in SAGU, Southwestern Assemblies of God University in Waxahachie, Texas, very close to Dallas. We're like 30 minutes south, and so we're probably gonna mention some names that you might not know, but SAGU students will know. So yeah, you can keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, like if your school doesn't have one, I would probably encourage you find a way to tell your school to get one, or find someone in general who will help you look for a career.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every school has like a career services, a department that helps students connect with jobs and other people that are looking for newbies, you know.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't really what the school could do, it's what the person should do.
Right.
Like me personally, I haven't done that.
Right.
But like, I mean, if I wanted to, the option's there, and that would help.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
That's good. That's very smart. What about you, Andrew?
I think, like what you said, like the school does, if the school like helps you like be part of the school and do things like events wise and stuff, that's like how you can get connected with the school. If your school doesn't has that, then you should like, you know, share some advice and like, hey, can we do this or this? But one thing is like, it is on the student. That's one thing I'm like humbling myself, is like, it's all on me at the end of the day, and who I talk to. So I try to been talking to professors, people who I look up to, mentors, even, alumni people who moved on from school, and ask for advice from them and see
what do you do and stuff like that.
Like what do you do, and like connections and stuff like that.
So for me personally, that's been a big deal, just trying to connect with people. I recently did an episode with Mr. Price, and we talked about networking, and he was explaining how sometimes that means working for free for some people, or like just getting yourself out there, trying to get and to know someone else. And that's something I've been very intentional about, to just find someone and that knows more than me and that has more experience, and be like, hey, can you teach me? Because school teaches you a lot, but the practical side of it is really depending on you and how much you want to expose yourself. So I know you said like some things you've done is like asking for teachers and like alumni and stuff like that. But what about you? What's something you've done to kind of like help yourself go to the next stage?
Well, for me personally, I really didn't know what I want to do afterwards. And like I've always kind of had just to let go and trust God will open up the right doors and whatnot.
And this is important because I feel like a lot of students are in your position when they're like, school's over, now what, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, I still have to do an internship afterwards, and I'm trying to do it at a church, and I don't know if that will open up a door to work there or not. But me personally, I haven't been too worried because I come from a small town, and my mom really wants me to go back for like a year. And the only reason why I'm considering it is because she said she would be able to help me get a job because she works in a school district. Yeah. But the only reason why I consider it is to maybe take that year and like accumulate money and help pay off some loans and get my own camera gear. Because for me, I don't really have any camera gear right now. Right. So like I was thinking maybe take that year to build up some equipment and stuff before I go out and do something else.
Right. And so the teachers that you, Andrew, the other Andrew, have been talking to, or the people that you kind of like adopted as mentors or something, what's some advice or practical things they've told you to do?
One big thing is like you're never gonna know it all, or have it all figure out. So be patient in that. And then also is like one is just trusting God and prayer. But another big thing is writing down and like make a plan. Yeah. And just like write it down and just go for that plan. And I like how you put a big point out. It's like you might not get the best job or the funnest job that you want, but if you get one job to help you work towards what your future hobbies or your future goals, is your best bet. You know, instead of like going out of the blue and you not knowing where that next paycheck might come from or something like that. Right.
And I feel like that's good advice for any student or anyone that's trying to like go to the next stage. Like try to find something to do that's pushing you towards that purpose or towards your dream, because there's people that just find a job anywhere and they that takes a lot of time of their lives, and then by the time they're trying to reach their goals, the time's gone.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was about to say is like, you can find a temporary job and stuff, but don't stop looking for that dream job, if that makes sense. Right. Like keep that goal in mind and don't try and get stuck in that first job if you can't find your dream job right away.
Yeah, for sure. And something, I mean, I've been getting a lot into like entrepreneurship and stuff, and I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. Recently, I had the chance to speak with or meet this guy. He's 20 years old. His name is Elijah Thompson. If you're watching this, bro, shout out to you. But he is an entrepreneur. He does real estate, and we met at White Rhino. So I'm doing a part-time job in White Rhino every morning. I'm working the coffee there. But I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys. The only reason I'm still there is because of networking, because a lot of business guys and a lot of people go there. So I get to meet a lot of new guys and a lot of entrepreneurs and business guys, some people with experience. And that's where I met this guy. And we started talking about what we do. And I explained like my intentions, my ideas about real estate and all of that. And because that's something that's always like kind of got my attention. For some reason, I've always liked it. And he told me like how he started. He was like, man, you should come to this and you should come to that. And so we connected very well. And before he knew it, I kind of adopted him as my mentor.
And like, wait, what?
Right, no, for real. One event we went to, it's called the event. It's about real estate. I was going with him because he was like, I'm about to go network outside. And I was like, all right, can I come with you? And he was like, yeah, sure, you just come. So I came with him and stuff. And then every time we would talk to someone, I would be like, oh, yeah, he's my mentor. And then he was like, yeah, I didn't know I was his mentor. But yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very important to find people that's doing something that you want to do or you're interested in doing and just like stick to their side, you know, like just be a glue to them and stay there so you can learn as much as possible.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, Steven.
Yeah.
Steven Farina, he does a real good job at that.
Yeah.
He's out there.
He's very smart.
So often.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
Yeah. I sometimes I see pictures of people that I know they're filmmakers or something, and then they show a picture of their crew and Steve's there. I'm like, what? I didn't know he knew those people, but that's Steve, and he's probably also listening or watching to this. So shout out to you, Steve. We all love you.
I think another big thing is like time. Like, not like, we all want to make it big, right, and be there, but we won't get there. And like the right way is like being patient and be okay in the time and knowing that it's gonna take time to get to where you want to get to. Yeah,
and we're all three in the same class for entrepreneurship too.
Yeah.
And something that our teacher, Miss Gates, talked about was the timing. You know, find the timing window, and that's something that stuck to my mind a lot. To don't miss the chances, you know, because sometimes, I don't know, there's always this like adrenaline that's kind of like rushing in your veins whenever you're like about to do something out of your comfort zone. And a lot of people stop there because they don't like that feeling. But honestly, once you cross that like line, I feel like your comfort zone expands, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So what's something you guys have done that's kind of make you kind of like nervous before you do it, and then after that you're like, oh, okay, I needed this. Let's do it related to like what you want to do. Want to do film, or you want to do, I don't know. I know Andrew has like his own brand and his YouTube channel.
With that, I need to be more consistent.
Right.
In that, it's just I like doing like small Instagram stories, like motivational stuff. And so I critique myself in front of the camera. It's uncomfortable for me in front of the camera, but after I post it, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And I get a text back later by so-and-so, and they're like, dude, I needed that. Thank you for that. And it's like, oh, cool. And so, yeah.
What about you? Something you've done?
Well, I'll probably say just reaching out to the people. Like with the internship, it's felt weird to me, kind of having to look for it for myself. Because like internally, I was just like, oh, why can't Price just find one for me and I'll go do it? Like I wish it was like that simple. But I mean, it was that looking for one is kind of what made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I had to go out there and look for one. And I was
found it already?
I'm close to locking it up.
We can help you with that. So speaking about what was it? What are you talking about?
His internship?
Oh yeah, speaking about internship, he was right here, but it slipped my mind. I did my internship at Elevation Church, and something that I learned from there was to work even when you're tired. Like, don't let tiredness get the best out of you. And to be honest, I feel like for me it was a learning experience in many ways, but a big thing was that once it was over and I thought about it and I reflected on it, and I was like, I could have done a lot better. I could have done a lot more if I wouldn't let like tiredness get the best out of me. Because there were times we were like having to prep something for the intern group. You're I was gonna say you're like slaves, but they're not. Like they just really rely on interns a lot. And so we will go to like prep like an event like around 5 p.m. and we will be done, or maybe like 2-3 p.m. and we will be done around 3 a.m. And it was just insane. It was crazy. And then next day we had to be at the church at 6 a.m. And so a lot of times I did kind of, I mean, I was tired, but I didn't have the mindset that I have now. So I would have been like, I'm just going to hit some Red Bulls and I'm like, let's go. Keep going. Yeah.
Let's go.
But that was something that I didn't know. So now every time I talk to someone, like, man, even if you're tired, just go for it. Like, just meet someone, just be like, hey, I'm a little tired, but I want to get to know you or something, you know, because tiredness can be very tricky.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to rest. But then, to be honest, there's a very small like line between resting and being lazy.
Yeah.
And I did make that mistake, and I'm sure I'm not gonna make it again. But I don't know if you guys have been through anything like that before.
Now, I have. When I was in Louisiana, I was part of this internship, like this ministry internship. It was like a road traveling team, and so most of the time we set up, we travel, and we hang out with like young. I don't want to say students, but like youth, basically youth.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go, youth. But we'll be up for like till like 1 and 2 in the morning. And next thing you have to wake up early to help set up more back in the morning. But with that, it's like your mental and your attitude about it. And once you put the big thing for me is like once I put myself away, not like, oh, I don't want to do this or something like that, but and focus on the youth and focus on other people and helping out. It was a lot more easier to get something accomplished and done.
Right.
So like focusing on the why. Why you're doing
it. The why you're doing it. And I feel like that's meant like for many people, athletes, students, our field, companies, business people, like the mentality of just to keep going and know your why. Like Elon Musk is like one of the most like recent and like well known of just that. He built so many companies, and we're learning it in our internship class. Right. That one class we learned about it, but his mentality and of just keep going.
You're gonna fail. But
you're gonna fail, but keep going. And that's one thing I feel like as believers, but as young college students, is that we don't want to fail. We don't want to risk that, but we have to go past that sometimes.
Right, and it can be very scary. I mean, you talking about that class when we talked about Elon Musk and how Ms. Gates explained that. We even watched a video about it that he thought it wasn't gonna work. Like I think it was Tesla, right?
Yeah, Tesla.
He started he invested on it thinking that it was gonna fail. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the biggest entrepreneur that we see right now had he was expecting to fail. Then what chances do I have? Yeah. But it is very true. Like you need to know that things won't go great the entire time. Right. Sometimes you're gonna fail, and that's normal. That's something that we gotta get used to it. But honestly, if I can say or talk from my experience, every time I've grown has been from a failure or something that I did wrong. And also from other people, because someone's making mistakes right next to me, I'm gonna look at them. Okay,
learn from them.
Now I know what I'm not gonna do.
I mean, so I just recently saw the Rocky movie, and it was kind of reminding me of one of his quotes. It's like, it's not how hard you can it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. I mean, you kind of sort of apply that to life and failing.
To life,
very wise,
like
man.
You're gonna fail, but what are you gonna do after that?
Right. Yeah. That's very good. Yeah, I've never thought about it like that before. The Rock is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm very excited for Black Adam's movie.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be good. Whoa. This is your movie. And okay, before we finish this conversation, I don't like to do it very long because people won't watch it till the end. I know this has been very helpful for a lot of people. I mean, just talking about it and coming from students, because we're going through it right now.
Right.
So you guys can know that we're not talking crap. We're actually living what we were saying. Yeah. What are some practical advice? Let's say 3 practical points that you will give us advice to another student that's in our position right now? I know we're DMA students, but there's out there a lot of seniors doing business, doing I don't know, Bible school and other stuff that are in our position. What's something that you're like, okay, if I can give you these 3 points of advice, that these are the ones you can't miss. Whoever wants to go first.
One would probably not give up for sure. I mean, you're right there. You're just finish the race.
Right.
You're right there. You're about to be done. Go out, finish.
That's true.
Finish strong.
That's something that we need. Like seniors, you have to have it right, like on your mind all the time. Like, you're about to finish. Don't give up.
You already did it. Yeah, and then it becomes a mental battle. I mean, I used to run cross country, so it was like that every race. So it was like you can run however much you want, but at the end, like the last 100 meters. It was like whoever just wanted it more or harder at the end would win it out.
That's really good.
I mean, you're both tired,
right?
But it's just whoever wanted it more.
That's really good.
You can kind of apply that to your senior year, and that should help. It helped me a little bit.
Right. No, for sure.
We can go back and forth. Were you gonna say something? Okay, so I think one would be stay connected with people, like the people that you trust around you. Keep that circle.
Yeah.
Because in your lows and highs, they can be, you need people around you. We're not like, yes, we need our like alone time, but when we need like our mentors and stuff, people you look up to, or like friendship wise, like keep those people around you because they can it'll last for a lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep you grounded.
Yeah, I'm not
like
saying
a support group.
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of the things I've learned have been from mentors and people that have taught me how to do it. I'm not saying the school didn't teach me a lot, but the school's gonna teach you the information,
right?
And it's up to you to find people that will show you how to do practical ways, like how to do it in a practical way. So that would be 2. What would be the last one?
I mean, for me personally, I would just enjoy it, enjoy the last of it, because it means the end. And once you're done, you're done.
Right.
I mean, you can technically go back to college, but I mean, most people probably won't.
Right.
So just enjoy that last time and, just make the best of the rest of it you have left.
That's true. A lot of people say enjoy the process, and it applies to this too. Like you're still part of that process, the student process. And a lot of people, once they graduate, they're not going back to school. There's no way. That time is the only thing you can like
you can't get back.
Yeah, you can get back.
It's a valuable asset.
Once it goes by, you lost it. That's it. So you have to enjoy what you're doing. You want to get that mentality like, hey, I don't get to do this again. I'll do it the best I can right now.
Exactly.
Right. So, Andrew, anything you want to add to that?
Man, so much. But I think one thing is like God sees you and you're in the right place, like where you're at right now.
Right.
And he wouldn't give you something that you're not ready for, but doesn't mean you're not ready for it yet. It's like it's coming soon.
Right.
But like what you guys have been praying for and believing for. But right, like goodness. I guess like one would be basically God sees you and he knows where you're at and everything like that. And so don't think you're not anyway. That's something. That's
for sure. Yeah, I get that totally.
You can elaborate.
Yeah, like you're not. Sometimes you feel like no one's seeing you.
Yeah.
But for those who are believers like us, like we know God sees us and He has everything in control. He will connect us with the right people at the right moment, especially if we're seeking after Him. And if there's anyone that's listening to this that's not a believer, I feel like you have to have that in mind. Like you might not believe in God, but there's always someone seeing you. There's always people around you that will notice you. Even when you feel like you're not being noticed, there's someone noticing you. So that's why you have to be always enjoying what you're doing the best you can at what you're doing, because you never know when you're going to connect with the right people that will kind of like start up, will trigger that, new stage in your life. Yeah. So Andrew, thank you so much for being here with me. It was a good conversation.
I think
I enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. We might have another one very soon.
Nice.
And I'll get back to you with that. But thank you so much. And thank you everyone who stayed till the end of this conversation. I hope it helped you and it encouraged you to do new stuff and try to keep going in your senior year if you're still in school. And if you know someone that needs to hear this, please don't forget to share it. Leave a like for me, a comment.
Subscribe.
subscribe. And if you are listening to this in podcast, then I encourage you to please leave a review for me, because that's going to help me put it in front of more people, and then others will be blessed with this as well. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here till the end of this video and at the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a blessing to your life. It gave you some insight and good tips. And please don't forget to subscribe, to like it, and comment if there's something in your mind that you think we need to hear. And please don't forget to share to people that you think this might be helpful to. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next needed conversation. See ya.